Chapter 5, Section 3 is the slope formula and also slope-intercept form. Just a reminder, your slope formula, you can either have y2 minus y1 or x2 minus x1. And sometimes I write that y minus y, x minus x. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And m, in this case, is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. So your y-intercept is where this line crosses your y-axis. So these two pieces of information, the equation of that line would be y equals 3/4 x plus -2. When you graph that, you go to -2, and then your slope is 3/4. Up 3, 4 to the right. And your line looks like that. 3/4 x plus -2. Number 2, slope is 0. Y-intercept is -5. Which would be y equals 0x plus a -5. Or we could actually write this as y equals -5. And that will be a line that crosses right here at -5. And your slope is 0, so it's horizontal. And number 3, this would be y equals -3x plus 8. We're off the graph a little bit, so I'm going to put a dot right here at 8. And then our slope is -3, so you go down 3 and 1 to the right. And these first two are pretty straightforward. Write the equation of the line. They give us our slope and our y-intercepts. So this will be y equals 1/3 x plus 6. Second one, slope, y-intercept, y equals 0x plus -12. Or, if you prefer, y equals -12. And number 6, they change a little bit. And if you remember from yesterday, we did point slope form. We're going to start out with that form. Y minus 5 equals 4 times x minus 4. Whoops, how about x minus 2? And you might say, why in the world do we start out with that one? If we start with that, and now we solve for y, so you're going to distribute y minus 5 equals 4x minus 8, and you then add 5 to both sides, and you have y equals 4x minus 3. Started out with point slope form because you had this point and the slope, and then when you solve for y, you then have slope-intercept form. Let's try that again with number 7. Start with point slope. Y plus 1 equals 8 times x minus 3. Distribute y plus 1 equals 8x minus 24. And when you subtract 1 from both sides, you have y equals 8x minus 25. 8, 9, and 10, they add one more step. Now they don't give you the slope. We need to find that slope. So 9 minus 0 negative 1 minus 2. That becomes 9 over negative 3, which is negative 3. And you can pick either point to use. This one has a 0 in it, so it might be easier. Y minus 0 equals negative 3 times x minus 2. The minus 0 cancels out, and that will become a negative 3x plus 6. Slope-intercept form. Number 9, again we need to find our slope. 10 minus a negative 6, 6 minus a negative 2. That becomes 16 over 8. So our slope is 2. I'm going to pick this equation this time, and that will be y plus 6 equals 2 times x plus 2, which becomes y plus 6 equals 2x plus 4. And when you subtract 6 from both sides, you get y equals 2x minus 2 or plus a negative 2. And number 10, 8 minus a negative 3, negative 1 minus a negative 1 becomes 11 over 0, which is undefined. An undefined line, your slope is, or your line is straight up and down, and that is x equals. And you will notice that both of those x's are the same. X equals negative 1. Now we've had three different forms of lines, equations for lines. First we had standard form, 3x minus 6y equals 12. And if you want to find the slope from standard form, you do negative a over b. So this would be a negative 3 over negative 6, negative this number over this number, and that would be 1/2. The next two are even easier than that. If you have point slope form, this is your slope, which is 1/2. And slope intercept form, this is your slope, which is 2. So we need to find the slope of the line. First one is in standard form, so you will do negative a over b, or negative 2/3. Second one is in point slope form, so this is your slope right here, m equals 3. Third one is in slope intercept form, so the slope is negative 3. 14 is in slope intercept form, just like this one, so our slope is negative 2. Number 15 is in standard form, so we will do negative 5 over negative 3, so the slope will be 5/3. 17 is point slope form, so our slope is 1/5. The second, number 17, x equals 8. X equals is a straight up and down line, and the slope of that line is undefined. Y equals negative 2 is a horizontal line, and that slope is 0. And number 19, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides, and that's going to get this into slope-intercept form, and our slope in this case will be 4. Now we need to graph some lines, and we've done these before, and now they're all being thrown together. This is in slope-intercept form. That number right there is where your equation crosses your y-axis. And now your slope is 4, so up 4, 1 to the right. Number 21, this is standard form. This is when you do that 0, 0 thing. If x is 0, 6 divided by 2 is 3. And if y is 0, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we have 0, 3, 2, 0. And your line looks something like that. Next one, our point will be the opposite. So we will have -1, 2, and then our slope is 3. So up 3 and 1 to the right. At the top of the next page, y equals -4 is a horizontal line. X equals, I'm going to change that to x equals, let's say 5. And the only reason I'm changing that is so it fits on the graph. X equals 5 is straight up and down. Number 25, this is slope-intercept form. So do you go to your 3. From there your slope is -2, down 2, and 1 to the right. 26, our points are opposite. So -4, -1. And from there our slope is -3, down 3, 1 to the right. 27, we let x be 0 and y be 0. If x is 0, 6 divided by 4 is 1.5. And if y is 0, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we have 0, 1.5, and 2, 0. And your line goes like that. And 28, -1, 2 will be our point. And then our slope is 3. So up 3 and 1 to the right. And the last question, closet organizer charges $100 for your initial consultation fee plus $30 per hour. Write the cost as a function of the number of hours worked, and that would be $30 per hour, so 30x plus the 100. Your slope is the $30 per hour. That's how much your cost increases with each hour. And the y-intercept right here is the $100, which is the initial fee. And if this organizer worked 12 hours, you must have really messy closets. 30 times 12 is 360, plus 100 would be $460, and that would be how much you owed her.